kinds of issues you grapple with? I mean, you're looking inside of yourself for some understanding.
Well, Broken Glass
I'm getting to that.
Dealing with that.
Sure. Yeah. Because you said you unearthed things that I was not expecting about yourself.
Right.
Like what?
Well, in the case of this play, I guess the power of the need to identify with my own Jewishness, which I frankly was a dead issue for a long, long time. I never felt particularly needful of that. It may be growing old and having a glimpse of Father Abraham up there now, but whatever it is, I take pleasure in that identification, although I'm terribly opposed to that kind of nationalism.
Which you're reflecting about in terms of how you see the political world.
Yeah, like the Israeli nationalism sometimes goes crazy.
Well, like when?
Well,
you're not talking about the Hebron incident.
Well,
clearly that is.
Simply was the climax of a lot of
Zionism
ideology.
is not crazy.
There are crazy Zionists and there are intelligent Zionists.
Okay, I mean the idea, not
well, the
those,
conception
not
of a homeland is fine. It's a great thing. But when you are absolutely right and everybody's absolutely wrong, I have to get off the train.
Me too. Yes, you've reached my stop. I'll be seeing you here. But how did you go through, Arthur Miller, go through a period in which you what are you saying about coming to terms with your own Jewishness? I hear you saying, I wanted to emphasize it and take pride in it in my 78th year, or however old you are. But did you earlier not feel a pride in it, not feel a sense of what?
I felt that I had a lot of feelings, different feelings. Sometimes I would feel that I was being grabbed at by the nationalist idea, the people. Who were always trying to make me march with the rest of the troops.
And you rebelled at that? Why?
Well, I can't differentiate Jews from anybody else in the basics of human character.
That's what's in this play.
Yes, and I think
we're all part of humanity.
That's the idea.
Right.
And I cannot. I knew a Catholic woman in Ohio way back, and very well. She was then my mother-in-law, and it happened that there was a robbery of a bank, and I saw it in the paper, and she read it in the paper, and she said, "Oh, I hope he's not a Catholic." The thief, the robber, because he hit somebody over the head. And I thought, well, there's my mother. You see, she would say, "Oh, I hope he's not Jewish." This is going on all the time, but we prefer, or a lot of us do, to say this is purely a Jewish or a Catholic or a Protestant or whatever characteristic, and it's nonsense.
I mean, I'm struggling because I hear you. On the one hand, you're saying, look, it's a little bit, we ought to be proud of our ethnic origins. On the other hand, we're all really, in the end, the same.
I think so.
Is that what you're saying?
Put it this way.
Then why emphasize it?
The etiquette of peoples differs greatly. In other words,